This video is brought to you by the Patriot Portable Power Bank. I was out at the Virginia gun rally recording for hours and hours, draining my battery, and if it weren't for these babies, I wouldn't have made it. You can charge this thing with the sun or any electrical outlet, and it serves as a high-powered flashlight. The code for your massive discount is in the description below. Grab a couple of them.
That's when we win. That's when we find out it's a trick.
I felt like when we were driving to Indiana, man. Like, that's how I felt about it. I was like, I really dug where you were at, Joe. It was like me and you were on the same level.
Yes.
Getting some philosophy and stuff, man. Like we were talking about some stuff, and it's like we see eye to eye on a whole lot.
A ton of shit, right? More in common than I ever would have imagined. Yo, I imagine everybody's a plant. FBI, don't trust them, can't trust them, Joe. My man was like, Joe, I left my ID, we might need yours. Like, bullshit, I ain't doing none of that shit. No, because I didn't trust you, man.
Fair enough, yeah.
You know, at the 3 hour.
Yeah, we just met.
We just met.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
We just met, man. I love this cat. Usually, man, I listen to my music or whatever. Me and Chuck ain't got all the fucking time. Man, me and this nigga rap the whole time, Joe. The whole way up here, Joe, till we got to see Chuck, Joe. We kicked it the whole time, Joe. And I got to know that cat.
Yeah, we definitely got to know each other pretty good, man. I dug that. It was good.
Say what you were saying about them keeping us divided, white against black, Democrat against Republican.
Yes, I was saying it's all a ploy, right? It's all a tactic. As long as they can keep us divided, as long as I don't get to meet you or him, somebody can get in my ear and tell me, yeah, the white people don't trust them. They can get in your ear, don't trust them brothers, Joe. They can get in my ear and tell Democrats don't trust them Republicans. They can do that shit. But then I meet you and then I find out that we got more in common than we have against each other. Then we can make plans. Then we plot. Then we take over. We scheme, do what the fuck we were supposed to do in the beginning. Those things become possible when we unite. You keep us apart. A triple braided cord is not easily broken, right? A single braided cord can be snapped. We got to get these numbers together. The only way we can do that and make it possible is we overcome these illusions. Ain't no Democrat, Republican. Different arms of the same beast, right? Obviously, ain't no black, white. Depends where your fucking descendants came from and where yours and mine came from. This is an illusion used to pit us against each other, man. Viciously pit us against each other. And we buy into it. They give us that low education bullshit, that public school education bullshit. They keep us segregated. Motherfucking 20-year-old white motherfucker be like, I got one black friend at school. You can't learn nothing like that, man. My nieces and nephews go to school, they are enlightened. I go over their house, it's Chinese, white, black, everybody together eating under the same table and shit. And then these cats are knowledgeable. They spread the knowledge amongst themselves. They're wiser than I was as a teenager, as a young 20-something. And that's because their cultures got to mingle. Mine did not. I thought white folks was the devil. I was running around it, I'm sure as a late teen thinking, oh, these cats, the only time I see them is on some poverty pimp shit. They want to get some money out the ghetto shit. And then I started meeting white motherfuckers going outside of my community doing things. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm an idiot.
And now what's the percentage of white people that you're friends with?
All I fuck with is whites and Hispanic. My black buddies at the crib like, Joe, you got more white friends, Hispanic friends than black friends. You come to my house any day, ain't nothing but white folks and Hispanics and me. I'm the only brother in the backyard, Joe. Yes.
Say what you were saying about what happened today at the rally being tantamount to like a 3-year-old throwing a fit.
Right on.
Well, that's what it was. I mean, it's basically, they told us, hey, we're going to take your guns. You know, it's like telling your kids, hey, you can't go outside and play right now. So all we did was all show up and throw a fit and say, hey, well, you're not going to take my guns. Why are you taking my guns? No, whatever. We didn't do anything about it. We didn't change anything. Yeah, if anything, today was more of a loss.
What'd you say, Joe?
We behaved.
Yeah.
We behaved.
That's exactly what we did.
Yes.
We only pushed enough so mommy and daddy wouldn't spank us. That
Agreed. Now, say what you were going to say about what we should have done. What should we have did?
Well, what we should have done was, I mean, if there truly was 50 or 60,000 people out there, what we should have done it in one unison said, F you, we're not going to obey your little laws, we're coming into the state capitol, oh, and by the way, we're keeping our guns. That's what we should have done.
Exactly, man, and now we don't look like good little soldiers anymore. Agreed.
But you said it right, we behaved like good little boys and girls.
Good little boys and girls, they know they can do it the next time. Okay, thank you. And all they're going to get out of us is a protest. And they know they can put out few cops and get the same desired result. They don't have to come with tanks and shit. These niggas ain't going to do nothing. These cats is afraid of us like we train them, right? If a mouse was the size of a cow, it would be the cat slave nevertheless. That's us. We still believe and buy into that bullshit and their bullshit philosophies. We believe that shit. We scattered. We think these niggas gods. They're untouchable. I don't know. This was enlightening for me.
Yeah.
This was enlightening.
Look at the average overall.
Liberty Bird, you were saying something too. I want to hear your 2 cents.
Well, I mean, I think of it a little bit differently. I really think that
But not very many.
by the unity that we've seen today, I mean, from white, black, Hispanic, Asian American, like the whole shebang. Like, we've seen so many different people come together today right here in Virginia, and the response that we got was an overabundance of police force, okay? And ultimately, that we behaved, the way that they responded to this event by shutting down our ability to carry firearms like the NRA was able to do on the grass, and to not be able to even get close to the Capitol building and fencing everything up, making sure that we literally had no ability to push past a certain point without causing conflict, right?
And using Joe said they blinked, right?
Yes,
that's what your term was.
Yeah, and my opinion is that I think that what it was a reaction to fear. So ultimately, their fear spawned, or our actions spawned their reaction and fear to put us in a situation to where we either were going to have to act out, right, and move forward in that position, and then put ourselves and everybody that just came to this rally in a bad position
You say
for other
bad
actions.
position. Who's right? Who's wrong? My man say by the edict of God, we should have went in there.
Well,
You're saying it's a bad position for us to do something to look bad. Who's right? Who's
I'm
wrong?
all about living the fight till tomorrow, though. I'm a survivalist, right? So we might see things a little bit different. My personal opinion.
Well,
is-
wait, you also brought up a nuance though that I hadn't thought of. Like, if we all did do that and they get this facial recognition stuff going on, then as we all go home, they pick us off one by
And
one.
actually, that was bringing me to the point of Lavoie. So, like, if you look at what happened with Lavoie, there wasn't a massive response from the nation, right? And why is that? Because they attacked him as an individual. They attacked his family, right? Now, I was appalled when I seen that video.
Talking about Lavoie Finicum?
Absolutely, yeah. When I seen the girl inside, getting shot at by officers that are supposed to uphold the law, right? And here they're trying to murder people who are red dots and projectiles flying over the top of innocent civilians' heads, right? While they're trying to pursue someone that they're interested in.
Yes.
Okay. We didn't have the same response, but when you try to push an agenda so big that it affects an entire populace of people, okay, it caught more attention. Why? Because it's no longer the individual and the individual's family being scrutinized and turned into a domestic terrorist or turned into a criminal, okay? Now you're ultimately criminalizing an entire population of people. Now, when we see that as
Only
Americans,
the portion that chooses to uphold guns, because the rest don't really care about guns.
You
go talk to the average younger generation person now, they really don't care about guns.
They don't care about my guns. They took my guns in Chicago a long time ago. Where was you cats at then? Where was the rally then in Chicago? Like, you can't, you're not taking these cats. Beware any pest in your neighbor's field, or one day they'll end up in yours. They've been eating my shit. My crops are dead.
but that's
Now they coming to here.
the trickle-down economy understanding, right? So pretty much what they did is they started shaving away at the pieces, okay? And they were like, here, Joe, we're going to take away your right for a 30-round mag and limit
Yes.
you down to 10
Yes.
rounds per
You don't need that.
You can only have so much weight to your pistol now. So if you go buy those pewter grips for your 1911 and it's unloaded, it's still going to act like it has a full mag in it, with 8 rounds in it.
4.5-pound pistol, so it's over the weight class.
And now you're a criminal. So, and that's the thing. So instead of them trickling that in like they've done in Colorado and Chicago, which now is to the point where you can't bear arms,
Oh,
right?
no.
You get my point, though. They trickled it in, man, and then they fooled you. It was foolery. It was school. Denver's doing the same thing. Now, this is the crazy part. Here in Virginia, that's not how they try to play it. They were like, shabam, we're just going to classify everything bad, and by the end of the day, you guys won't even be able to have nothing. And you know what? You ain't going to be able to protect yourselves
They
afterwards.
overreached is
And
what you're saying.
Absolutely, they overreached. That dude got overly prideful of thinking that he was going to change it on his own, right, and push that agenda. Now, my real question is, why did they back up so quick? Why did they just, like, when the bill got struck down, there was no fight, you know what I mean? And I think the reason why is because This was planned. They wanted to see us react negatively today.
Right.
They wanted to see us push in there because at that point, the police are going to back out, okay? And then next thing you know, the UN or the National Guard or, you know, the FBI and large forces, well, I mean, we all have opinions of who would be there, but who knows who would have been there, right? Ultimately, though, at that point in time, that's when they're going to decide that we're going to go after people individually because they got your face, my face, his face, and everybody else's face. So now they can just go back across the U.S. and start arresting people for domestic terrorism.
Yes,
right?
that's exactly.
Now, it's good we didn't put ourselves in that position today.
Disagree.
No, but think about this. They're scared now, okay? And what they know is that as long as we pay attention as civilians do, that now they're going to start trickling affecting us again, okay? They're not going to try to push the agenda all at once again.
Okay, so a death by 1,000 cuts, is that better than cutting your nigga throat? You feel me?
This is it. If we evaluate it and we honestly see it for what it is, and we address the trickle-down effect now, okay, we have the ability, hopefully, to maintain those rights. But it's my personal opinion is that nothing's going to stop them from pushing the agenda of the UN, regardless of you, me, or the next guy. And they don't care how much blood is spilled. They don't care how much it costs. They don't care how many lives it ruins. Why? Because they're all sitting in the ivory tower enjoying their coffee in the morning, while me and you are getting up and going to work and enslaving our lives to ensure that our children have some type of future.
And this is why today was so important. If these guys are able to take away the Second Amendment, but we can't have arms, everything else falls to the wayside. We're not such a threat. We're pussycats. Then they can run over us. The only reason they even afraid now, and the reason they're trying to get everybody to register their guns is like you said, so they can go after every individual at a time.
What killed the 14th Amendment?
Tell me.
Qualified immunity is one. How about just wealth? We won't even get into status, right? Because that's a whole other topic, right? But we'll just get into wealth, because there's people with status that aren't really wealthy, right? Like you were just talking about judges. I know some great judges. Guess what? That cop pulls over the judge. He's like, "Oh, I'm late for court. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Let me you get back." You know why? Because them two things are going to wind up running into each other again. Okay? That professional courtesy is extended. Well, as soon as you extend professional courtesy, there's no equal protection under the law. Right? And I think I used the term earlier. If a wife goes, or a cop goes home, beats his wife, okay? She's afraid to call the police, and if she does call the police, is she going to get the same treatment as someone? No. They ain't going to go arrest him and take him to jail. And if they do, it must have been an extreme case that they cannot cover up or ignore. Okay? Now, you eliminated the 14th Amendment, okay? Now, you can't get 10 feet from a cop, you know, even though there's not even a real 10 feet rule, right? So you're talking about that.
10 or 12.
But back to it is that you can't even get 10 feet within the cop a lot of the time without that guy saying, "You know what? You are obstructing. You know what? You are interfering with my investigation. Put your hands behind your back." Or how about this one?
You're making me fear for my life.
Yeah.
And my 8 friends fear for my life. And my 8 armed friends.
Yeah,
fear
with
for our
bulletproof
lives.
vests on.
And mace and tasers. We're afraid of you. You can't stand behind me. While your men circle behind me, why can't I stand behind you? Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of you cats. What are you doing?
But it brings us back down to the trickle-down effect, okay? They killed little pieces of the 14th Amendment. They killed little pieces of the First Amendment. They start killing little pieces of the Second Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, your Fifth Amendment, okay? Here's one for the Fifth Amendment, okay? I just got in a situation where a dude, to get out of a $17,000 bill, tried to criminalize me, and they were gonna arrest me for a Class 3 felony. And literally, I was about to go to jail and deal with all this. If I had not recorded and body cam and taken pictures and kept all the text messages, had my phone broken, I didn't have access to it, I wouldn't have the evidence to ensure that I was not criminalized.
So in other words, there is no innocent until proven guilty.
That's exactly what I get, but that's back to there's no more Fifth Amendment either. If I have to take the evidence that I have, okay, in my possession and say, "Here you go, officer, this may or may not incriminate me, but here's everything I got." And then the crazy part is, even though after I prove my innocence, he still pushes it up to the DA. Okay, DA looks at it, he's like, "I don't think I'm gonna beat this." You know, he's got a lawyer.
It ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Amen. So back to it. They're chipping away at the Constitution. They've been doing it. The problem is that I think at this point in time, people are just now realizing it. people are just now awakening to the fact that the Constitution is being destroyed, and some people that realize it still don't care. And you, and you believe that it doesn't exist.
I don't believe it's fact. After 1871, look it up.
So in the government's eyes, it don't exist. But let's get to what the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution ultimately is. Okay, it's brief it's affirmation, right? I think that's the correct word. That God has bestowed me with rights, or that my belief system or what I believe in.
Whatever
okay?
nature, let's not say
yeah. Say nature, call God, whatever your personal situation. Because I don't want to get into tick for tat. But this is what it breaks down to: is that these dudes are ultimately utilizing their power to take away something that isn't theirs to take away.
Hey, if you guys enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give them a thumbs up, share them with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.